Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. As my lessons continue to work through the ABRSM Grade 6 Music Theory Workbook, I now turn my attention to Question 5, Exercise 4. In this question, we are required to analyse an extract from the Hindemith Orchestral Concerto. Throughout this lesson, I help you to understand concepts of transposition with regard to various instruments in the orchestra. We look at specific requirements for the orchestral instruments, and we also look at features of key and melodic intervals, as well as looking at aspects of tonality in such a 20th century piece. The full lesson can be found on my Patreon channel. If you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill, you'll find the full lesson there, and you can find links to this lesson in the cards and in the description box. At the end of this little video, you can find sample examples taken from the full lesson, showing you how I work through every aspect of the exercise, helping you to understand each question as we work together note by note. Everything that you need to understand this advanced level music theory can be found in my Harmony and Composition textbook. This is available from Amazon, and you can find links to this in the cards and the description box also. Enjoy your studies. We're looking for, first of all, a falling major seventh in a wind part. So although we count from the lowest note upwards, we're going to have to sort of look at the highest note first and make sure that it falls correctly. So we'll be counting from the second note back to the higher note because it needs to be a falling major seventh. Now that shouldn't be too difficult to spot because a major seventh's quite a big interval, isn't it? And so we can see here. So here, although that's a bit of an interval, yeah, it's only a fifth, but it's rising anyway, so it's no good. So we've got an octave, but it's rising. So here we have a falling interval, but that's an octave, so that's no good. So here, this looks promising, doesn't it? We have a G to an F sharp, G, B, D, F sharp. That's a major seventh, which is what we want. It's in the flute part, so that's a wind part, and it's falling. It's a descending melodic interval. If you remember, harmonic intervals come at the same time. Melodic intervals come one after the other, and this is descending or falling. So there we have A. So we're looking for the same melody. And where do we find that? Well, going on at the same time at exactly the same pitch. And obviously here there's lots of different things going on, sort of lots of overlapping busyness. But then here we can see F to B flat, they're both in the bass clef. There's no transposing going on with these instruments. It's exactly as you see. B flat, C, D flat, G flat, rest, E flat, A. So just visually you can see what's going on. B natural, E, still it keeps going. D, G, G, A, B flat, A, B flat, C, B flat, D. So there we go. Just visually you can see straight away what's going on, and so that's between the bassoons and the cello. So let's do that. We get a little bit of transposing practice here. We're asked to write out the clarinet part as it would sound at concert pitch in bars 4 to 6. No key signature is required, but we're going to have to bear in mind if there were a key signature we will have to apply that as accidentals. Basically a simple transposition exercise exactly as you would have had back in grade 5 as it were. So let's have a look generally, bars 4 to 6. So bars 4 to 6, so it's this little bit here. Now we're not asked to use a key signature, but we're going to have to bear in mind what's going on. So our starting point is there is no key signature, so we're starting from a position of C major. And we know that when a clarinet sounds a C, it sounds a tone lower. When it plays a C, sorry, it sounds a B flat. We've got to transpose it down a tone. So we go from what would be our starting position of C major to B flat major. So we're going to have to think of, if we were to add a key signature, we would have to put a key signature of B flat major, of B flats and E flats. And then we're going to have to adjust the intervals where the accidentals are in this accordingly. And so everything's going to be going down a step. So let's just map out our manuscript. So we need 3 bars, don't we? So treble clef. And our time signature, we're in à la brève, the sort of split common time, which is 2/2. And we need 3 bars. Let's just get all the nuts and bolts sorted first. That gives us plenty of room. So here we have a G natural to a C. Now this G natural is kind of redundant because it's not cancelling anything that's gone before, but it's just a reminder from the previous bar. So basically it's just a G. So G down a step takes us to F. So there is our starting point. You could, if you wanted to, just put the natural sign in. Because there's one there, you can just copy it there. It's not really doing anything. But as there's one here, we can include one in our transposition. And so a C down a step takes us to the B line. However, we know that we would have to have added a key signature of B flats and E flats. So because we're now moving down into thinking in that ground state of B flat major, that's going to have to be a B flat, isn't it?